Nights at Freddy's 3. At the beginning, when Brooklyn Guy comes in and says that all three of them are gonna go back as working as security guards, he says that the old place burned down and that he actually turned the place into a horror attraction.
The place burned down last night.
It burned down?
Yeah, all the animatronics burned up, except for one, so I decided to turn the place into a horror attraction.
Oh, a horror attraction? I want to go. Sign me up.
No, horror, like scary.
Oh, darn.
Which means that they're actually following the real lore, where after Five Nights at Freddy's 2, the place burned down, and 40 years later, they went through the burnt down building and found only one animatronic, which is Springtrap, also known as William Afton, and brought him to the new horror attraction inside of an amusement park. But then Brooklyn Guy says that he's gonna charge kids $10 to come to the horror attraction and asks if they know any kids who would pay, and so Jeffy says his friends are in the other room.
So I set the whole place up to look like a big haunted house with security cameras and everything, like you're really there. So I'm gonna charge kids $10 to come visit it. Do you guys know any kids that would pay $10 to come get scared?
Well, 3 of my friends are in that room over there. You could ask them.
3? That's like $30, okay?
But then it cuts to Junior, Joseph, and Cody playing the game of life, and Cody is complaining about how the game doesn't make any sense and that the house he's living in is terrible and his job doesn't pay enough but should make way more money.
Oh man, guys, I love playing the game of life.
I hate this game.
Why do you hate the game?
Because, Junior, I'm an astronaut and I only make $60,000 a year. You're a pilot and you make $70,000. How does that make any sense? I go to space, I fly higher than you and I make less money. And I live in a studio apartment which I can barely afford and you live in a high-rise penthouse.
Which is actually a callback to when they did this in SML Movie Game Night 3, where Cody complains about his TP and that his job was terrible and that he should make way more money than Junior, who made $16 million because Jeffy was the banker.
Fired for snoozing on the job.
Ah, you got fired, Joseph.
Well, I'm sorry I don't get a good night's sleep in my teepee on the grass floor with the wind knocking my house over every 5 minutes.
Well, you shouldn't have bought a TP.
I didn't have a choice. I couldn't afford a better house because I'm in so much debt. Because he keeps handing me debt cards every single time I land on a payday. I should be making more money than you.
What?
I should be making so... It's because the banker's an idiot and he keeps handing out money. Junior, you have $16 million and you somehow wrote a children's book. How did that even happen?
But then Brooklyn Guy convinces them all to go, and when they get to the security office, Junior asks why the cameras are so terrible, and Brooklyn Guy says that they just suck in this one.
So this is the stage.
Wait, why is the camera so bad?
Oh, they're just in this one.
Well, why don't you get new cameras?
I'm not gonna spend hundreds of dollars on good cameras. I only charged you kids $10 each.
But I can't see anything, it's all staticky.
Well, deal with it.
Which is referencing the fact that the cameras in the Five Nights at Freddy's 3 game were constantly glitching. But then on the cameras, we see Springtrap, and Brooklyn Guy says that he actually doesn't remember Springtrap and that he's a lot heavier than the other animatronics.
And there he is, the only animatronic. Yeah, I actually don't remember him being here before, and he's a lot heavier than the others. But look, he's blocking the exit, so don't try to leave or he might kill you!
And this is actually referencing the real lore, because in the games, the animatronics had souls of children who were killed inside of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, and they were killed by the owner, William Afton, which is what allowed the animatronics to move around at night. However, one day the animatronics cornered William Afton, but in order for William to survive, he put on the Springtrap suit to scare the kids, which actually worked. However, the costume is both a costume and an animatronic when the springs lock. However, the springs locked while William Afton was still inside of the suit, which ended up killing him, and he was trapped inside of the suit, and that's why Brooklyn Guy doesn't remember him and that he's a lot heavier than the other animatronics, because he's a full-grown adult and the other animatronics had kids inside of them. But then Brooklyn Guy shows them the vent cameras, and Junior asks why he needs cameras in the vent, but Brooklyn Guy's explanation is that he kept hearing this banging noise and that they might have rats.
Also put some cameras in the air vents because I've been hearing this banging noise and I think I might have a rat problem. So if you see any squirrels or rats or something, let me know.
There might be rats!
Oh, I'm out.
However, the vents are from the actual Five Nights at Freddy's 3 game, and Springtrap would actually crawl through the vents to come to kill you, but in the game, you can actually seal them off, forcing Springtrap to take another way. But then Cody says that he's leaving because he doesn't like rats and rabies, and Brooklyn Guy says that he won't be able to eat any of the free pizza, and then he tells Junior and Joseph that it's mushroom pizza and that if you eat it, you'll see some crazy stuff.
There might be rats!
Oh, I'm out. Oh, we have our first quitter. What's wrong? You scared? No, I just don't want rabies. Okay, well, you're not gonna get your $10 or all this free pizza.
Wait, you have pizza?
Yeah, mushroom pizza. You eat enough of that, you're gonna start seeing some scary I promise.
Which is a callback to SML Movie Texas Chainsaw Massacre, where Brooklyn Guy delivered Marvin's mushroom pizza, but the mushrooms were special, and so after they ate them, they were all zooted and said the most random things, and Jeffy even saw a monkey hallucination.
Oh, what's in there? Whoa.
But it's also an excuse for another game mechanic from the third game, where the souls of all the animatronics would haunt the new attraction and jump scare you, but they couldn't kill you as they were just hallucinations. And then Brooklyn Guy shows them the maintenance panel, where you can reboot things, which is also in the third game, and if your ventilation system goes offline, that means you can't shut any vents that Springtrap is in, and he could come to kill you, so you have to constantly check the panel. But then when Brooklyn Guy closes the computer and says that they don't need the cameras anymore, you can actually see on the desk 3 Funko Pops from the Five Nights at Freddy's games of Freddy, Foxy, and I'm not sure who this third one is, so let me know down in the comments who that one is. But then Springtrap comes to the room and he's revealed to be Mr. Winkle, which is taking the role of William Afton in the games. And then when Mr. Winkle explains what happens, in the story he has on a purple shirt, which is again lore accurate to the games, as the only real depiction that we got of William Afton is this purple figure in an 8-bit style arcade game. But during the story, he actually explains SML lore at the exact same time. When he explains that he killed the 5 kids and put them into the animatronics, all of the kids are actually from the Bowser Jr. first grade series. However, after that series, we never saw those characters again, which explains both the FNAF lore and the disappearance of these SML characters. But then Brooklyn Guy tells Mr. Winkle that he's under arrest, so Mr. Winkle tries to kill them, and then Brooklyn Guy and Jr. go hide in the vent, but then Brooklyn Guy's phone goes off and Mr. Winkle was about to kill them both. But then Foxy comes in and saves them, and even Jr. explicitly asks if Foxy is good, and Brooklyn Guy says yes.
Wait, kid, you hear a skateboard?
I do hear a skateboard.
It's Foxy! Yeah, kick his ass, Foxy! Yeah, get him, Foxy!
Wait, is Foxy good?
Oh yeah, he's awesome. Hey, Foxy, can you get us out of here? Thanks.
Which goes to show that SML is using the old fan theory that Foxy is secretly a good guy. But then at the very end of the video, they secretly hinted at a new Five Nights at Freddy's character that's coming in the 4th Five Nights at Freddy's video. Junior says he's never going back there ever again, and Brooklyn Guy says he's already heard that a bunch of times, and since they have 4 games, that's pretty much unlikely.
I'm never going back there ever again.
I've heard people say that 3 times and there's a 4th game, so I don't even believe that anymore.
But then Jeffy says that he's never going back there ever again as well, because that place gave him nightmares, which is actually referencing the 4th video that they're gonna make on the 4th Five Nights at Freddy's game, because in the 4th game a new character was introduced and his name was Nightmare. As well, at the very end there was text on the screen that said part 4 coming soon, which most likely means that the video is gonna come on Saturday, so we might only have to wait a week for part 4. But those are all the Easter eggs I could find. Let me know if I missed any down in the comments. Thanks for watching and subscribe.